to the question, which is a little controversial right now, but I think it's important because it affects Vancouver city people and especially South Asian Indian communities. So I heard that there was a motion against a farm bill which was passed in India,
Mhm.
and I heard that it's a foreign policy thing, and most of the city councillors were not very educated about it. They didn't have enough knowledge. So how did you decide that you should bring that motion, and who were the people who came up to you for that?
Um, the Imtiaz Papat from the Coalition Against Bigotry was the first one that came to me with it, and Gurpreet Singh and the Khalsa Diwan Society and Aman Singh, the MLA from Richmond. They all talked to me about it
Mhm.
and helped me write it. And so I wrote a motion, and it's just a simple advocacy motion that we asked the mayor to write to the province and the feds to support the right of Indian citizens to have free expression and liberty. And so anyway, I may, and also to ask them to speak out against these laws about the farmers, which would take away the minimum price supports that they're receiving for their agricultural products. These laws are, I think the farmers are really afraid that they're going to undermine their livelihood and that they'll all be unemployed or not able to feed their families. And they're so afraid of it that millions and millions of them have been demonstrating in India. And I've actually heard that it could be the biggest demonstration ever in the world.
No,
So,
see, I want to clarify some things. Like, I don't
yeah.
be super respectful to you, and I really, I'm really grateful that you gave me this time. But people who you took time, like who you are speaking about, like people like Gurpreet Singh, I know, and Khalsa Diwan Society. So they don't have actually a good track record. Uh, uh, they have a record of working against Indian government and laws. And for example, they provided you misinformation about minimum support price. Now the government has put that in writing time and again in December, in February, that it will not go away. It will not go away. In fact, what they did was they even make a direct bank transfer, like how we are doing CRB, like government is putting directly into people's account. So they even did that, so, which means that they will get even more money. Now what happens is middlemen who is making money out of poor farmers, they are very powerful and influential people. So they can arrange these protests and things like that. So I'm not saying that all farmers are pro this, but I'm just saying like uh, these people, they don't have good track record like the name you just took, especially Gurpreet Singh. I know him, I follow him, and Khalsa Diwan Society. So they have been involved with some really bigoted things against Hindus and against Indian government in past, and also related to terrorism in past. So how do you like? Did you fact check it like this? Especially this MSP thing. This is completely not true at all.
Well, I did, yes, I did quite a bit of Googling, yeah, and I don't
No,
know
I
about
can give you the documents from
I
Indian.
don't know about these people being involved in terrorism. I don't think that's
No, no,
true.
no. I'm not saying terrorism. I'm saying like they have been, I would say, a separatist movement, Khalistan, and I don't expect you to know everything. But in 80s and 90s, lot thousands of Indians died because of that, and that movement have been banned by Canadian government and governments all across the world. But these people still propagate, talk about it, even though they know that this ideology, this thing has killed thousands of people in past. So basically, they have a vendetta and against government of India about people. Like they know that something will create problems. For example, I'll tell you why I'm talking about this thing is that because a lot of people who are not against these laws or who support Indian government, because India is a really big country and we believe in freedom of speech and people can have different thoughts and views. So they have been attacked in city of Vancouver, in city of Burnaby, in Calgary. Jagmeet Singh's brother-in-law and his sister-in-law were caught, abusing people who were, doing a car rally in support of a vaccine program between India and Canada. So these kind of things like really concern us, that no one is talking about the bigotry done by these groups. Like they're forcing people to think like that. Like there are some people who are pro farmer laws, there are some people who are against it. But that doesn't mean that you can propagate hate against them and you can, attack them.
Yeah, so I'm not hating anybody. The resolution as it stands is basically to stand in solidarity with the farmers
Mhm.
and ask the government to support their right to expression and liberty. So
Yeah, that is completely fine.
yeah,
Even Canadian Prime Minister said the same thing, that
yeah,
he believes in right to peaceful protest and everything. And in fact, it is a hypocrisy of some people, because Canadian government actually blocked India in World Trade Organization for those subsidies, because they are hurting environment and affecting climate in a negative way. So these laws were actually, I hope, you can read about it, and I have some documents from, not from some, propaganda website from the government, which has, made some clarifications in that. Because these laws, I believe, that are good for climate and good for really poor people, like who commit suicide and who have problems with middlemen. They don't get money directly for their crops, but now the government have, made it digital, and the money will be directly coming into their accounts for minimum support prices. So yeah, I know that you are getting late, you have another meeting to attend, but thank you so much for talking to us, and
okay. Yeah, you're welcome.
and
Bye bye.
thanks for fighting for us.
Okay, thanks. Bye bye.